But how did veterans get into this thing, man?
The Colorado Veterans.
I think they read the stuff that was in the Gazette, those guys did, and they're kicking up their own dust, but I didn't write a word about that.
Well, all I'm saying is that veterans have been suddenly become the focus of your article. Now, you didn't put it in there,
focus.
but all of a sudden, veterans are being focused on as being mistreated and abused. And I think everyone would know this city would be the last one to do anything to abuse a veteran. But unfortunately, it's been picked up. Now, the press conference and the meeting on Thursday at 3 o'clock at Gold Hill Police Station is going to include the gentleman that wrote us, all of us, the city council, a letter saying that he understood that veterans were having their medals thrown away. It's not Rick, it's somebody else. That their medals are all being thrown away and all their personal belongings and documents.
I have to tell you that if there's not a single veteran who's homeless in Colorado Springs, there are still issues with what's going on.
You're bringing up the issue of the homeless.
I wrote about human beings.
By the way, the film that was posted on YouTube showing mattresses being thrown away didn't have a thing to do with Keep Colorado Springs Beautiful. It was the South Nevada effort to clean up the creek that was clogged with trash and rubbish.
Yes, sir.
Incorrect.
I took both of those videos and I distinguished the two. From the first effort, which was an outstanding job by the people involved, there just wasn't a difference made between trash and, I'm not attaching that first video to.
Well, the issue that Barry brought up is an issue, should we be throwing away and destroying homeless camps on private property and public property? That's an issue that he brought up.
Yes.
Okay, the veteran piece is the part that has us concerned, because while we're concerned about the homeless population in general, a homeless veteran is extremely something that I just can't comprehend.
Very soon, it's inevitable, we'll have homeless veterans from the Iraq War.
Yeah,
we're going to have a new wave of it pretty soon.
Yep. We're inside the lobby here in the front of the building. This is Bob Holmes that's coming across the street right now. Bob is the director of Homeless Taxpayer, which is the umbrella organization for all the homeless organizations.
Now, are you concerned at all about the video that he shot that has a city police officer going through 2 suitcases?
I haven't seen that video.
Okay, that's the one that we were talking about.
That was on my blog.
This is a suitcase that's on public land.
There's 2 suitcases. Two suitcases. Yeah, and he opened them up and went, rifling through them.
Yeah, so I mean, that's something, the rights of the homeless are definitely an issue that needs to be discussed and so forth. The slant in both your editorial and in Barry's article is that this was, absolutely horrible and should not be happening. It doesn't give credit for the drug syringes, the guns, and all the weapons and everything else that Keep Colorado Springs Beautiful removes from city parks where kids could be running and fall on a needle and so forth. This is Bob Holmes, the director of Homeless Taxpayer.
How are you? Wayne Laugesen.
All we want to do is have fair coverage.
Yeah, hey,
if
you're our
something
guy.
needs to be changed, we'll change it.
Okay, good. That's fine.
But inflaming this thing into the point of us singling out veterans that are homeless is my issue.
We did not.
Again, I never wrote one word about that.
Yeah.
I think you should reread the column before you keep on.
I can talk you
again and again that I wrote that.
It's not what you wrote, it's what is being said. Both from reading both of your pieces on this.
Well, as a politician, I have no control over what's being said anymore.
But I mean, they're dragging veterans into this thing as if we're singling veterans out, and that's totally wrong. Absolutely wrong.
Where are the people? There's someone coming to tell us about that.
Yeah, Rick.
That's Rick Duncan.
Rick Duncan.
He's supposed
to be here right now. I don't know whether he knows where everybody is. He may plan to do it on the steps.
Because all I know about that is what we saw on their website.
Yeah, that's what I read too.
Yeah.
I read it this morning, and I watched the Channel 13 piece that had him talking on it last night. I guess it was last night.
My understanding is that it hasn't been so much that veterans were singled out, that veterans are a great number of the homeless, and if you are going to do that with homeless, you are going to run across homeless veterans at some point.
If there are veterans in a homeless camp,
right.
That's where Jack Freeman comes in. Because Jack Freeman's job is to coordinate homeless issues for the Veterans Affairs. And he's the key guy that if you talk with, he'll give some balance to this as far as what Rick is saying on his website. Because, and Thursday, we're going to have keep Colorado Springs beautiful there, we're going to have the police there, we're going to have city council there, some of us, we're going to have a number of other people to deal with all the allegations and comments in Barry's story and the write-up from Wayne, and these comments that are being made by the veterans, Colorado Veterans
It would
Affairs.
be nice to talk to you, Cunningham, since you refused to talk to me so far.
Well, I understand the way it was handled, Barry, and that's why I wanted to meet with you and Jeff, because I understand you were refusing to identify yourself when you
That's
were
horseshit.
around these kids.
That's
You're standing,
absolutely
the
false.
police will collaborate this. They asked you
Their
to
foreman
leave.
came over and asked, no policeman ever asked me to
He
leave.
came over and asked you to leave, then the police came over and said, will you identify yourself, sir? You're standing next to these young
I
ladies.
identified myself to the foreman who came over and asked me who I was immediately. I never misrepresented myself for one instant. Anyone, including the cops, who said that I did otherwise, would be lying.
Well, then let's,
I introduced myself
Thursday
to Colby
goes council.
Doolittle. I introduced myself to Colby Doolittle.
Thursday goes
The
down.
first 30 seconds I was there. I gave him my business card.
And you refused to move away from the young girls.
That's false.
Okay, well, we're trying to get all the facts out on Thursday.
That's false.
Because if it's true,
That's false.
were you really being a low board about the whole thing? There's
Absolutely.
certainly nothing wrong. Why shouldn't the press be involved in a cleanup campaign? The only thing is that the Keep Colorado Springs Beautiful is being slammed as doing things illegally, doing things inappropriately, and so forth. And that debate should be had. Are they doing something inappropriately? And if they are, obviously, we don't want to continue to support something that's inappropriate.
When we went over during the cleanup, this man was standing next to me the whole time.
You mean at the cleanup that morning?
Yes.
Today?
So I got a witness, okay?
Okay.
I got a witness.
Oh, good. Glad you do.
And if he destroyed her, I don't know what he did with it, but Colby Doolittle, the police officer, has got my business card. That's how surreptitious I was.
Okay.
My name's Barry Noreen. I write a column for the Gazette. Here's my business card.
Okay. Again, we'll ask the police for that version of it too. Because she's saying a whole different version of what happened. And whether you identified yourself or not isn't even important. I mean, you could go.
You raised it.
You could go and be
You
an
raised it.
anonymous citizen standing there, can't you? I mean, you don't have to identify yourself. You were there. Maybe you weren't there as a reporter. Maybe you were there just as a citizen.
I was there very much as a reporter.
Okay.
I didn't announce my presence. As soon as I was asked who I was, I told them who I was.
All we're asking
Any
is
inference to
before
the
all this.
contrary would be a lie.
Okay, all we're asking is before all this
I'll tell you
gets
something else,
inflated
Jay.
out of proportion, we're asking to come to the meeting on Thursday at 3 o'clock, where all of the parties that were there will be.
Here's something else.
I'm certainly invite you to be
Here's
there.
something else we can do. I'll
Okay.
tell you what. We can give me a polygraph. I will pay for the polygraph. If it shows me to be lying, I'll not only pay for the polygraph, I'll resign from the Gazette. Now, if you get Dee Cunningham to do the same thing, I'll be amazed.
Well,
I'll be amazed.
yeah, I agree with you more
You
than
want
I
to call me out in
disagree.
front of people? Okay, I'm coming right back at you. And if
Okay.
you think that you should know my history, when have I ever been afraid to go nose to nose with anybody from City Hall or the police department?
Never. I don't.
That's nutty.
All I'm
It's
talking about
nutty.
is the
Your
comments that are
bullshit
being made.
detector should be going off. That's nutty.
Okay.
It's nutty.
Anyway, again, Thursday at 3 o'clock, and Jack Freeman is going to be there, right?
I'm still trying to get hold of him, but yes, I will try to.
Okay. And he is the guy that, my concern is the veterans angle that's been picked up on this whole thing. I am concerned about what Barry brought up about are we doing the appropriate thing? When I say we, I mean, are we the city sponsoring Keep Colorado Springs Beautiful, doing the right thing with the homeless camps? The other side of the story is the drug paraphernalia, the guns, the weapons, the knives, and all the other stuff that are picked up in these camps, which Dee Cunningham can give you a lot of information on that.